Disaster! Good morning, everyone. I've got a story for you. I don't know how to explain this. A really strange thing happened. A couple months ago, I messaged Hamish and Andy. They had this segment on their podcast or their radio show called Special Skills, where people from the general public write in stating that they have a particular special skill, and Hamish and Andy will put that special skill to the test. It ranges from Simpsons quotes. I can finish any Simpsons quote. I can tell you the exact BPM of any song you play. I can build an IKEA furniture without the instructions, and the list goes on. They are absolutely ridiculous skills, and what they do is they usually fly people over to their studio, which is in Melbourne, and they'll test out the skill in person. Now, my special skill, which I wrote in for about 2 months ago, was that I can throw up any sheet and land it perfectly on the bed as I'm making the bed. First time, every time, and it lands perfectly. Now, I know you've tried this before. I know everyone has tried this before. It's not easy to do consistently. However, I wrote in 2 months ago, and guess what? I just got a call from Hamish and Andy. Okay? Anyone else? Out of the blue, out of nowhere, the boys love my special skill. They want to talk to me on their podcast next week on Tuesday, and trying to almost sell myself to go, yes, I can do this. If you want to see it done, let's make it happen. And usually they'll fly me over to Melbourne to perform this special skill. So it got me excited, but it got me nervous. I'm training for Ninja Warrior, but I also need to train to make my bed. Bit ridiculous, equally as important, maybe. Let's find out. Let's get training. So the way I see this happening is this is a queen size bed. I feel like it's a pretty stock standard size. Just like Ninja Warrior, you only get one shot. I'm gonna throw, and I'll run you through my thought process. Boom. Not gonna lie, I know you're impressed, and you should be, because it is my special skill after all. Let's go, round 2. So as you can see, I've got the doonas down. Doona's done. Done, doona, done. That's what they say. We have to move on to the harder sheet. The more difficult sheets, they're tricky. They're very unpredictable. They catch wind very easy. Do I look like I'm stressing out? No, because I'm Ben the Bed Whisperer. And I've got this. Whew. Okay. So moving on to the sheet, you'll notice the difference. It's a lot harder. It's very unpredictable, catches wind easy. It's harder to control. It's like a wild horse. Those 2 doonas over there, they've been trained. They're a little easier. They're big, they're fatter. Okay, if you want to catch it and tame it, it's not so hard. It's pretty predictable. It's not going to run too far. Let's tame this beast. Because it wants to run free, but we're not going to let it. That's not good. If I do that on the day, it's going to be a moment I remember for the rest of my life. Oh God, all right, that was interruption now from the fan. I think when it comes down to it, it's going to be a huge, huge mental game on the day. It's all well and true doing this here in the comfort of my room, but to do it on the big stage, to be flown over to another state, to throw a bed sheet onto a bed in front of 2 ridiculous human beings. It sounds a bit silly, but this is the life we live. And if you're gonna put yourself out there, these opportunities never come about. So I wanna be remembered as one of the best. Ben the Bed Whisperer, signing out. Good night. Okay, I'm here, waiting patiently for my call from Hamish and Andy. Wish me luck. Gonna get a call any minute now, any second now, and we'll go from there.
Ando, one thing that's obviously going to be making a return this year to the podcast is what's our unofficial mission, which is to find the world's most skillful people in niche areas that haven't received enough skill attention.
Yeah, the accolades they deserve for really being amazing as something very specific.
Now, we've been going for a few years, so the bar keeps getting raised higher. We've had the best, and God knows we've had the worst.
Yeah.
Ben got my attention, Ando.
Right.
Ben has got my attention here because it's a skill that I guess we've all tried once in our life. It's sort of a thing people do. You're either a person that does this or you just know you can't.
Yep.
He says, I can throw any bed sheet in the air and land it perfectly first shot when making a bed. I have perfected the art of bed making. They call me the one throw wonder or Ben, the bed whisperer. I don't think any of that's true. He joins us now. Ben, ahoy.
Ahoy, boys. How are you?
We're very
the one
good,
for
Benny.
wonder. It's nice to have you on.
I can't believe it's the Ben, the bed whisperer.
I'm all about, fast and loose, Hamish. I'm all about efficiency. I don't like making beds just like the guy next to me and the guy next to him.
Yeah.
No one likes making the bed, so I thought if I could perfect this art and make the bed as fast as possible with the least amount of moves, then I would have won.
Now, are you saying that you parachuted out every time and it lands with no rollback?
That's right. Look, I've got a two-step technique when it comes to it. I go for height. I'm a fairly tall guy myself. I'm about 6'4", 6'5". I've got long arms, so that works in my favour. So my first move is to go up high and kind of throw it out. The next move is to actually pull it back. And when you pull it back, the underside of the sheet flicks out in this perfect motion.
It's worth a flight, though, I reckon. Hen.
Would you be interested in boarding the absolute cheapest and usually most inconvenient flight to Melbourne for a very, very short amount of time on the ground?
Yep.
Transfers included?
Yep.
You're selling it to me really well. Look, I've been more than happy to do that.
The process would be, if this was an Olympic sport, the throw is up,
Yep.
the sheet is in the air. Then there's the landing.
Yes.
If you land it flat with no fold back or crinkles, that's considered a proper landing.
Yes.
If fold back or crinkle, you're out.
Yep.
But if you land it flat, we then measure each side, and if they're within 3 centimetres of each other, that's a clean lay.
Yes. All right, Ben. We will see you at your earliest convenience.
Lovely.
Cheers, mate.
This is big.
First
This is
one of
big,
the year.
Benny.
I'm excited.
I'm ready.
Okay, thank you, mate.
Thank you, appreciate it.
That's so funny. So you're going to go down there?
I guess so.
Cool. Amazing.
So that's it, just got off the phone with the boys, Hamish and Andy. Went well, summary, good convo, good laughs. They've made it a little trickier than I anticipated. Usually the hardest part of this whole thing is actually just getting the bed sheet to lay down perfectly flat without any creases. I'm comfortable doing that, but to give me a 3 centimetre level on either side of the bed with the sheet, it's tricky. But I love a challenge, I think I'm up for it. Time to get practicing, time to get training, and I'll keep you updated. Ooh, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, we go up, and then we go pull back. Ooh, that was much better. Wow, that felt great. Well, here's Fred trying single throw, perfect bed make. Never tried this before.
Let's go, champ.
It's the night before. Definitely go to bed a lot later than I anticipated, so I'll be suffering tomorrow morning. Hopefully, I'll have the mental capacity to bloody get through this throw. We'll find out. Good night.
Good morning. We're about to head off. The one throw wonder is about to take flight. Ooh. Let's go, son.
My private jet. The boys got me thanks to the private jet, Hamish and Andy.
Hey guys, Future Ben here. Now the next video you're about to see is when I'm actually attempting the throw. Now to give you some context of what happened between getting on the flight and then meeting the boys, I got an Uber to the location, which was just a random hotel. I went up to the 2nd or 3rd floor to meet the boys, where I was actually greeted by the producer and the videographer outside. I got mic'd up and then went inside to meet the boys. Immediately, my first thing was, holy smokes, these boys are tall. And they were super friendly, exactly as I anticipated. anticipated. Made me feel super comfortable. Once everything was set, discussed a few things about what we're gonna do, and then we just got into it. And it was honestly a lot of fun. So the footage you're about to see is me attempting my very first attempt. Wish me luck. This is how it went.
Just getting the orientation of the sheet right.
It's looking good.
He's happy with the grip.
Yes.
You've got so much sheet there at the bottom of your legs that has to come up and travel outwards. We'll stand back because we don't want to be in the way. Do you want to get over this side, Andy? What if you get hit?
Take a step to the side.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Ben, the bed whisperer, the one sheet wonder in one move.
He's very focused.
He's getting his stance right. Spread out. It's now landing perfectly. It's caught.
It's caught.
It's caught.
The option.
Disaster.
It caught on the pillow,
It's
dragged the pillow forward, and
drag.
it's flipped over.
Have you guys practiced this? Have you tried it yourself?
No.
Never tried
I feel like you'd be more impressed if you tried it, maybe.
Okay.
Let's go, champ. Come on. Show me how it's done.
Oh,
He's changing his strategy.
oh, what's he doing? What's he doing? Boom.
It did not even touch the bed.
It was an airship.
Actually, it's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not easy, is it?
Okay, so that is it. Yes, as you saw, I was actually extremely happy with that throw. After all the practice that I had, you saw all of the absolutely terrible attempts which I had previously during practice. So I was really happy with that throw. You may have noticed that I actually threw from the base of the bed. I actually had practiced that earlier, except I don't have any footage of it, and I decided to do that on the day. It just felt right. So the boys never ended up measuring that particular throw. They thought the pillow was down, that's the end of it. But in reality, I actually did another throw on top of that, and the second throw was way better than the first throw. I took the pillows off, I did my second throw. To me, it was like the perfect throw. I was so happy with it, and I just don't think those boys realize how hard it is to do that. So they measured it, and on one side it was 29 centimeters from the bottom, and the other side it was 34 centimeters from the bottom, which means to be perfect, it had to be 32 and 32 centimeters. I was 6 centimeters, 3 centimeters either side of the perfect throw. I was extremely happy with that, to be honest. I walked out of there with my head held high. I did get a token of no value, which is meant to be the worst prize, but doesn't matter, I'm still giving it value. I got it from those boys, they're legends, and they flew me over to throw a freaking bedsheet onto a bed, which seems ridiculous, but in the grand scheme of things, I was super grateful to be there. They were lovely. We had a small chat after just about this and that. You might be wondering about Ninja Warrior. So it actually had absolutely nothing to do with Ninja Warrior. I did not use Ninja to try and get onto the Hamish and Andy show. I literally just sent them an email, just like you guys can or anyone else can. Literally put yourself out there for these opportunities to come to you. You just have to go and try it. It's really not that hard. I sent probably 5 emails prior to this over the past 2 years, and this is finally the one that caught. Next thing I know, I'm getting flown over to Melbourne to meet 2 of these boys, which are a huge influence on myself in a really positive way. So if you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel, because we're growing. We're almost at 1,000, and it would be amazing to hit 1,000. If you liked the video, hit the thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, hit the thumbs down button twice. Double dislike, and I hope you guys have an amazing day. Get out there, chase your dreams. Let's go, champs.